Dear children, in this revision 2025 series, we uploaded our first chapter and we have done all the previous year questions from the chapter real numbers. So in this class, we are discussing chapter 2 polynomial. Okay, before entering into the session, if you are watching my channel, please subscribe it and don't forget to hit the bell icon for the notifications. Your comments are valuable for me. So please comment below. Now, what is an algebraic expression? An algebraic expression is an expression which have both variable term and a constant term. For example, 2x plus 4. It is an algebraic expression. Okay, because it has a constant term and a variable term. And then it is said to be an algebraic expression. If we equate this with 0, then it should be a polynomial. Okay, then the conditions of a polynomial. What are the conditions of polynomial? See, if this expression should be like this, then we can't say that this is a polynomial. Why? The power of the variable should be always a positive whole number. Okay, it should not be a negative, should not be a negative, and should not be a fraction. Okay, so the conditions are, so the conditions of a polynomial are: the power of variables in a polynomial should be always a positive whole number. It should not be a negative number and should not be a fraction. Okay, so this is the condition of a polynomial. And now, what is the degree of polynomial? Degree of polynomial, what is it? This is a polynomial. Okay, and the degree of a polynomial is said to be the highest power of the variable involved in the polynomial is said to be degree of polynomial. For this case, the power of the variable is 1. Okay, if it is 1, then we can say that this is a first degree polynomial. Okay, or we can say that this is a polynomial with degree 1. Okay, and now in this case, the highest power is 2. Okay, the highest power of the variable is 2, and we can say that this is a second degree polynomial, or the degree of polynomial of this polynomial is 2. Okay, and is 4x cubed plus 3x square plus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. Suppose this is a polynomial and the degree of this polynomial is 3. Why? Because the highest power of the polynomial is 3. Then we can say that this is a third degree polynomial, or we can say that the degree of polynomial in this case is 3. It's 3. Okay. So these are some basic concepts. And also we can say for the first degree polynomial, we can say it's a linear polynomial, and for the second degree equation and for the second degree polynomial, we can say that this should be a quadratic polynomial, quadratic, linear, quadratic, and for the third degree we can say that it's a cubic polynomial. Okay, cubic polynomial, linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, and cubic polynomial. Okay, so this is some basic concept. Next topic is zeros of a polynomial. Okay, zeros of polynomial. Next one is zeros of polynomial. What is zeros of polynomial? By taking an example, that is 4x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, then from this relation we have to find out the value of x, that is 4x is equal to 4, then x is equal to 4 upon 4, which is equal to 1. That means if we substitute a value for the variable, then the value of the polynomial becomes 0. If we substitute a value for the variable, then the polynomial becomes 0, and that value should be considered as the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, for example, 2x minus 2. Okay, in this case 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. We equate this polynomial with a 0. Then 2x is equal to 2. Then x is equal to 2 upon 2, which is equal to 1. If we place the value in this polynomial, that is 2 times 1 minus 2 is equal to 0. 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. Then so that we can say that the zero of polynomial in this expression is x is equal to 1. Okay, hope it is clear for you. Then the next point is the geometrical meaning of zeros of polynomial. Okay, yeah. In the case of a linear polynomial, the graph should be like this. Okay, this is a rough sketch. This is x-axis and this is y-axis, and the polynomial should be like this. Okay, and where the line touches on the x-axis is said to be 0 of the polynomial. If the value at this point it should be 1, 2 or whatever it is, this point is considered as the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, and so for the linear polynomial it should be a line. Okay, it should be a straight line. And for a quadratic polynomial it should be like this, and it's a parabolic shape. Okay, this is x-axis and y-axis, and it touches 2 points on the x-axis. Okay, here is a point and here is also a point, both the x-axis. Okay, so we can say that for a quadratic polynomial it has 2 zeros of polynomial. Okay, it has 2 zeros of polynomial for a quadratic polynomial. Okay, and finally this is a this is for the cubic polynomial, and the line should be like this. Okay, and it touches on 3 points. That is, here is a point, and here also a point, which means the number of zeros of a cubic polynomial is always 3. Okay, because this line touches 3 points on the x-axis. Okay, then it is said to be, for a cubic polynomial it has 3 zeros of polynomial. Okay, hope it is clear for you. And let's move on to the next topic. Next topic is relation between zeros and coefficient of polynomial. See, for a linear polynomial, the relation between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial is minus c by a. The general form of a linear pair equation is c is equal to 0. Then the zeros of a linear polynomial is minus c by a. C is the constant term and a is the coefficient of x. Okay, this is for a linear polynomial. And for a quadratic polynomial, the relationship of between zeros and coefficient of a linear pair, the sum of zeros should minus b upon a, and product of zeros is c by a. Okay, so for a quadratic equation, for a quadratic polynomial, the general expression is like ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the general form of a quadratic polynomial, and the sum of zeros of a quadratic polynomial is minus b by a. Minus b means minus of coefficient of x of the polynomial, and divided by a. What is a? Coefficient of x square. Okay, then product of zeros is c upon a. C is the constant term of the polynomial, divided by a is the coefficient of x square. Okay, so these are the some important equations. Okay, so now study these equations well, and now